Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Person Behind the Pen. Oh my goodness. So it has been a week already. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Today's only Tuesday? I don't know about y'all, but I already feel like this should be Thursday. Now, of course, that probably has something to do with this blizzard. I feel like I haven't left this house in ages. So tell us where you're tuning in from. What's the weather like by you? And please send some sunshine to New York because I am so over this. Welcome, everyone. I see you out there in the comments. Stephen Eng, thank you so much for being here. Leslie Flowers, Yolanda, Jackie, Coach Gary, and William. It's so wonderful to see you. All right, guys, we have a fun show lined up today. The person that we have is no stranger to everyone, Felipe Cofino. He's a LinkedIn top voice. He recently published a children's adventure storybook, and that's probably not where I would start, but I'm starting there. It did so well, and people just did not know this side of Felipe, if you will. And, you know, this was a tribute to his daughter for her engagement. It's just touching, and he's going to share a bit about that with us today. But he is actually here today to read from a People First professional networking platform. Some of you may not know, but Felipe was part of this simultaneously launched trilogy back in 2024. You saw the video earlier, and 36 of us came together to write about this awesome platform and all that it has done for us. If you don't know Felipe Cofino, he is an HR expert. He is a father, a husband, and honestly, just an incredible person to know. I watch his Workplace Wellness Hour, if you have not seen it, on Monday nights with Sumana Jetty and Ashley Llewellyn. There's so much valuable information shared on there, as well as Careers Coaching and Chaos on Sundays with Melissa Houston. And I've learned quite a bit about the LinkedIn platform myself from looking at that show on a Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Felipe up. We're going to run 45 minutes today. So welcome, Felipe. How are you? Oh, sorry.
My bottle fell over. Hi, Nicole. How are you? It's great to see everyone in the chat, and it's great to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. I know that everybody's busy, and we're like kicking back one here. I mean, this was your first time authoring, and the last time you were on the show, you did us the pleasure of reading from A Message to My Family. That was your legacy story. I know, right? Look at that bookshelf. They're like all filled up there now. And we certainly are going to speak about Miranda and Max as well. But why don't you go ahead and take some time to introduce yourself?
Well, sure. So for those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Felipe Cofino. I've been an HR exec for 30 years now, and I've been a LinkedIn enthusiast for almost 20 years. And it started off early on in my career when I started doing stuff for Hyatt hotels, and I really just took off with that. And my career has taken me into areas that I never would have expected, that LinkedIn opened up doors for me. But I'm also a founder of Cofino Consulting, where I offer training, recruiting, and compliance and auditing services. I just completed a training course for leadership team in Virginia yesterday, and it was on leadership and communication styles training, which was very, very relevant. I've actually shared that on my shows before for free, but it's a service I do offer for leadership and for teams that are looking to communicate better, as well as other services I provide. And then, of course, I have co-authored 2 books here. Oh, sorry, these 2 here, and then I authored these 2 here. This one is a Spanish version of the English version. Exactly. And I'm also a LinkedIn top voice, which obviously I don't take lightly. If anything, it just encourages me to make sure that what I do put out there is of the highest quality possible so that people can find value in it. And yes, Gabe, it's live, like he always says. Gabe always likes to ask if it's live. Gabe is a jokester. He's very talented, but one of his skills is definitely joking.
I had to go ahead and throw that up. I was just cracking up because it's like I pop into lives and I see the same comment from him. Yes, we're live. We're live. Oh goodness. I just want to say hi to everyone else that I see popping in here. These are all friends and new friends as well. I see Mary Kay is here. Thank you so much for joining us. Meryl, I do not want to cover Felipe and myself up, but you are absolutely right. How could I forget Social Saturday when I'm at Social Saturday? Honestly, Felipe, is there a day of the week that you're not live?
It's not. I purposely created boundaries. Like when Melissa Houston asked me 3 years ago, "Hey, let's do a weekly show." I'm like, "Let's do it bi-weekly. I need to have some space." Now, the show that I have this Friday is a new show that I started last year, which is called Future Ready Voices, which talks about the future of work. And I only interview CEOs, managing partners, managing directors about the future of work and what they're doing to be relevant. And I have one this Friday. It's my second one that I'm doing with the managing partner of Hub International, which is a financial advising and retirement firm. So I'm excited about that, but that's only quarterly. So I don't try to overwhelm myself with too much because then I'd get burnt out and I wouldn't enjoy it. So I do try to space it out. Both shows are bi-weekly. Social Saturday Chat is weekly, but I got a team of 6 of us that we all co-host, so we can rotate if we need to.
Yeah, and Social Saturdays, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of camaraderie, and it's a little less intense than, let's say, our workplace wellness hour. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
really dig deep in there, and there's so much to walk away with for everyone. Um, so I know we brought you on to do a live reading from a People First professional networking platform, and I think that a lot of that ties into you being a LinkedIn top voice. And you share a lot too about the platform. I did not realize that you are a veteran on here. How long did you say you're here?
It's 18 years. I think I may have already hit 19. But yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh,
So I
wow.
started in 2007 is when I started. The issue was is that profile created in 2007, I had to create a new one in 2008 because I forgot the password, and find your password wasn't a thing back then. You lost your password, you were screwed. So yeah, so I had a second account I created a year later, but yeah, it's been a solid 18 years.
Oh my goodness. I feel like a serious noob. Like I think I've been here three years maybe. So you want to go ahead and get reading?
Sure. How much do
Because
you want me to read?
your whole chapter.
The whole chapter? Okay.
It's not that much. If
All
I
right.
remember correctly, when we did this one, it was about 1,500 words. It's about 250 words to a 6 by 9 page, which is the typical size of a book. Listen, a message to my family was 3,500 words. Okay, so
Fair enough. All right. I haven't read this in a while, y'all, so bear with me.
no, but you know what? I love that we're talking about this now because there's been so much changes going on with LinkedIn, and people are getting a little funkified about stuff. And I think it's really important that we come back to the basics of why we came here.
Yeah, no, you're
Um,
right. All right. Well, here is my LinkedIn experience. All right. In chapter 3 in the book, Embracing LinkedIn from Doubt to Passion. Now, when I wrote this 17 years ago, I received an email from corporate instructing me to join a new platform called LinkedIn. Honestly, my initial thought was, WTF, who needs a business-oriented social media platform? My initial reaction was a mixture of skepticism and disbelief. Why would anyone want to network professionally online? Social media was already dominated by platforms like Facebook, often a breeding ground for distractions and negativity, but despite my doubts, I signed up. Little did I know that this small decision would transform my life in ways I could never imagine. Discovering employment branding. As I continued exploring LinkedIn's potential, I stumbled upon a concept of employment branding. Employment branding refers to the process of creating and promoting a company's reputation as a great place to work. It involves showcasing the organization's values, culture, employee experiences, and benefits to attract and retain top talent. While working for a large company with no clear brand presence, I realized I could tap into my passion for photography, video, and storytelling to promote the company's culture and people. LinkedIn became the perfect platform to highlight our employees, showcase the company's strength, and attract top talent. I created engaging content like What's Good Wednesday, where I interviewed different employees and they shared about work, culture, and family. The chef videos were a unique way to have fun by sharing recipes from your culture or upbringing and showing how to make it properly by recording the cooking session. This is where I would leave bloopers in the video, like when I had to use a butcher knife to stir the salsa because I didn't have a spoon, or when the icing for the cinnamon roll pancakes exploded all over me and the counter during the video. Then there were challenges like the financial Hot Ones challenge. The Hot Ones challenge was a Latino that likes spicy food I thought would do well. Boy, was I wrong. During the first challenge, I chugged a whole gallon of milk because the level of hot sauce we used, which of course was all on video. These initiatives helped me humanize the company, but also the leadership, and it built a strong employment brand that resonated with both current employees and potential hires. I also saw the power of brand ambassadors, creative, innovative, and knowledgeable employees eager to showcase their talents. By empowering them to share their stories and skills, we built a strong internal community and enhanced our presence on LinkedIn. Building a personal brand. Through all this, I began to build my personal brand on LinkedIn. It started with attending LinkedIn local meet and greet events, where I connected with other professionals in person. It was there that I met three incredible individuals, Judy, Michelle, and Diana, who had a strong presence on LinkedIn, inspired me to focus on my personal brand as a way to help other brands. Diana's words left a lasting impression on me. Introduce yourself to LinkedIn and focus on your personal brand to help other brands. That advice truly hit home, inspired me to align my personal brand with my core values, passion, and purpose. I centered my efforts around values like culture, respect, inclusion, along with passions for photography, technology, and learning. These principles became the cornerstone of my activity on LinkedIn, shaping the content I shared and the conversations I participated in. Soon, I was invited to speak at live streams, podcasts, and local SHRM events. SHRM stands for Society of Human Resource Management. But as these opportunities came my way, a little voice in my head began to whisper, "Why you? You're not a speaker. Can you even do this?" Imposter syndrome had kicked in, and it hit hard. I started doubting myself and nearly turned down offers. Then another voice inside spoke up, "You got this. You know what you're talking about. With over 20 years of experience, you have insights others can learn from." That shift in mindset changed everything. Suddenly, I felt confident, excited, and curious about where these new opportunities could lead. Those opportunities led to even larger speaking engagements at major events and summits. Building my personal brand on LinkedIn not only opened doors for new opportunities, but also connected me with a vast network of professionals who shared my values and interests. Embracing social media. One of the most exciting twists in my LinkedIn journey was introduction of social audio. During the pandemic, my lovely wife, Michelle, my mom, Fina, my daughter, Miranda, my son, Brady, and our foster son, Sebastian, kindly begged, that I find a hobby. I may have gone a little overboard with family activities between endless board games, bike rides, movie nights, and family projects, complete with video montages. I guess I was a little bit much. They finally said, "Papi, find a new hobby or we're relocating you to the backyard." So I jumped on LinkedIn, and the first thing I saw was a post about this new social audio app called Clubhouse. I thought to myself, what the hell is social audio? And just like that, my next adventure began. Social audio is like a live podcast, but with the added thrill of knowing you can jump in at any moment, kind of like raising your hand in class, except no one can see you in your pajamas. It's a place where people connect through real-time voice chats, sharing ideas, stories, or just venting about life, all without the pressure of perfect lighting or awkward video calls. Whether you chime in or just lurk quietly, social audio made it easy to have authentic conversations and even make new friends, all while staying off camera. My first experience with social audio came during the pandemic through Clubhouse, where I connected with many LinkedIn users. Together, we started LinkedIn Tips and Strategy Rooms 5 days a week, sharing knowledge and building a strong community. When LinkedIn launched its own social audio feature, it felt like a natural progression. Hosting and co-hosting rooms with incredible people like Simone Tai, Tuomo, Mac Laubscher, Sumana Jetty, Ashley Fluellen, and Melissa Houston allowed us to engage with the LinkedIn community in new and meaningful ways. We hosted rooms like the Workplace Wellness Hour, Social Saturday Chat, High Achievers Hour, and Careers, Chaos, and Coaching, creating spaces for learning, sharing, and mutual support. These audio rooms deepened the sense of community on LinkedIn. People would express their gratitude for what they had learned, taken away, and applied in their professional or personal life. The bonds we formed through these interactions were incredible and reinforced LinkedIn's role as a platform for genuine human connection. From connections to relationships, LinkedIn became more than just a tool for professional growth. It became a place where I could give back and help others navigate their own challenges. Through audio rooms, free coaching, and the content I shared, I began to see how my 30 years of experience in HR, organizational development, and leadership could positively impact others' lives. I help people find jobs, get promoted, and face life's challenges head on, while improving their mental, physical, and financial health. Whether it was offering tips on optimizing LinkedIn profiles, providing guidance on workplace wellness, or simply being a source of support during tough times, I found immense fulfillment in knowing that I could make a difference in others' lives. LinkedIn became a place where I could advocate for workplaces that allow people to be their authentic selves while doing what they do best. I used the platform to promote overall wellness, mental, physical, and financial, to encourage the creation of environments where people were treated equally and respectfully. From crisis to community, how life's sudden change reveled the power of connection. Just as my career seemed to be in an upward trajectory, life threw a devastating curveball. My wife suffered a stroke suddenly, without any prior health conditions, while we were on our way to a funeral of a family friend. After calling 911 and receiving misdiagnosis of vertigo from a local hospital, we discovered 3 days later that it was indeed a stroke. When we returned to the ER near our home, the initial days were some of the darkest times we have ever faced, marked by fear and uncertainty as we navigated her recovery. As if it wasn't enough, another blow came when I lost my job during a 25% reduction in staff. The financial strain, compounded with a struggling economy, rising inflation, and record high interest rates, added to the stress and mental health challenges. Everything felt uncertain. I questioned how I could support my family and what my next steps should be. During this tremendous period, something extraordinary happened. The LinkedIn community that I had cultivated over the years became a lifeline. The support, encouragement, and kindness from connections I had made on the platform reminded me that I wasn't alone. Through LinkedIn, I found new opportunities for contract work, received guidance from entrepreneurs on growing my business, and secured interviews for job interviews. This network not only helped me find strength to move forward, but it also supported my family and reaffirmed my values and purpose. This experience taught me that LinkedIn is more than a professional networking tool. It's a community that cares deeply. In my darkest moments, this community rallied around me, showing that behind every profile picture and job title is a real person with their own challenges and stories. All right, reflecting and moving forward. During this period of uncertainty, I spent a lot of time reflecting on what was next for me. What industry should I pursue? Where could I go? What could I continue to support? Could I continue to support my family, both immediate and extended? These were tough questions, but I knew with the resilience and support of my LinkedIn community, I could navigate this next chapter. I took the leap and officially launched Cofino Consulting LLC. It was an exciting new venture focusing on leveraging my 30 years of experience in human resources, organizational development, and leadership to help others achieve their goals. The vision was to build a consulting business that would allow me to continue making an impact while also preparing for retirement, a future where my wife and I could enjoy our dream home on a lake while I stayed active doing something I loved. During my job search, I was intentional about finding a place that aligned with my values, culture, and people. It took 6 months, supported by contract work, but I finally found an excellent organization with values and purpose I respect and resonate with. It wasn't easy, but the patience, will, and initiative I found the right fit. Conclusion: the power of impact. Fast forward to today, LinkedIn has become a central part of my professional and personal life. I often meet people who are hesitant to join LinkedIn because they fear it will signal that they are job hunting. But LinkedIn is so much more than a job board. It has provided me with unexpected benefits, amazing connections, lifelong friendships, career opportunities, new skills, collaborations, recruiting wins, and a platform for personal branding. As a LinkedIn top voice, I've been recognized as one of the 300 thought leaders and experts in my field. This honor wasn't something I ever imagined, but it has been a tremendous validation of effort I put into this platform. My journey on LinkedIn wasn't about self-promotion, it was about building authentic and lasting relationships. And in times of personal hardship, these relationships became a lifeline for me. As I reflect on my LinkedIn journey, I am filled with gratitude. LinkedIn has not only transformed my career, but also enriched my life with meaningful relationships, personal development, and unforgettable experiences. It has helped me grow both professionally and personally, and I'm excited to continue this journey of growth and contribution. LinkedIn has shown me that while many come to the platform as professionals, it is through our humanity that we truly make an impact as people. Here's my final message. When life hands you opportunities, keep these 4 things in mind. Be confident in what you know. Stay curious about what you still need to learn. Be grateful for what you have. And most importantly, show yourself some compassion along the way. I've added a 5th one to that is be tenacious as hell because you got this. And the rest is my bio. All right, that was more emotional than I thought it was going to be. I was not ready for that.
So, it's funny. Everybody, it's been out there listening. There's been some great comments, and you're getting good feedback because, people know you, but then how well do people really know you? Because you've been on here a long time. And so you have people that's been here with you for 10 years, people you just met last year. And as you said, you haven't read this in a while. So, when you pick it up and read it, this is 2024, right?
2 years
So,
ago, yeah.
yes. So you're not even 2 years past writing this. And I'm dying to know, as you're reading things that have passed, that have evolved, um, what are you thinking? What is going through your mind? Are you still this person? Are you?
Not only am I still this person, I needed to hear this. I needed to hear my own words to myself because right now I'm actually in a very similar situation, not with my wife, thank God she's healthy, thank you. But I'm searching for a new job at the end of this month. My role is going to be ending, unfortunately. We knew this was coming. It's due to 65% of our staff got laid off last year, and that is beyond horrific. And that's due to all the nonprofits and USAID that had to go away due to some unfortunate decisions, is all I'll say. But with that being said, so it was kind of a very needed reminder that I do have this. I do have amazing support. And people have already been rallying around me like they did last time. And it's been amazing. I can't tell you how grateful I am. Like I said, I started tearing up and crying as I read that because it's still true today. If anything, it's even stronger. And so thank you to everyone that you may not realize you've helped me through difficult times. I had an interview a couple of weeks ago where they're like, so, you've had really, not too much, difficulty in your life. You've had things come easy. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, I go, what, why do you think that? It's like, well, it just seems like you've had just a lot of luck. I go, well, no, I absolutely have had a lot of luck. I've had a lot of success, but I've had a lot of failures, lots of challenges, lots of just horrible experiences, and it's that mindset that a lot of people on LinkedIn here share is, having that mental mindset of you gotta grieve, you got to feel your emotions, but you got to get up and move forward afterwards. You can't just sit there because nothing happens when you do that. And having people be vulnerable and transparent like that on this platform helps people more than they realize. It's one of the reasons why I decided like 6 years ago to share my experience of why I have anxiety with my employees. I shared that, and most people are like, why are you sharing that you have anxiety? That's like sharing like you have depression or that you have your alcoholism or and you're recovering. I'm like, it's showing them that you can be successful despite any challenges you're facing. Your book about you're more than your diagnosis. Prime example. That
Yes.
is that is one thing that I am. LinkedIn is one part of who I am. It's not everything.
Right.
And so I think that that's important because, you know, I've shared this before, but I had a car accident that a woman stepped out in front of the car and she died. And there's nothing I could have done to change it. It is a horrible experience. That's why when it comes to things about violence or guns, my thing is that the day that you take someone's life, you don't know what it's like until it happens. I hope no one ever has to experience it because it stays with you forever. And it's nothing about our constitutional rights or not. It's just about safety. It's just about, hey, can we be a little safer about things? Can we just not make it so easy and let's make sure that we're all taking care of ourselves? Because, I mean, look, my son wants to get a gun. I'm fine with that. I have no issue with the guns issues. It's just use guns for the right reasons, not take a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you have to and you're at risk. Okay, I got really deep. I'm so sorry. I
I was
went
like,
down a
okay.
whole different rabbit hole there. Wow. Okay, sorry.
But you
I'm
know
back.
what? This is it though, right? This is an organic conversation. Yes, we're here to read about something in particular, but it's all the other parts of you, right? And social media is such a tricky thing that depending on when people see your content, they could form an opinion about you
Oh, easily.
based on only what it is they're seeing. And if they're not following your content consistently, and I think this is a little bit of a thing that a lot of people have, right? So I'm guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing House. And some people say to me, you need to stay on brand. You need to always be talking about what you do. People don't know what you do. Well, I guess if they're picking up my content here and there, they may not, but my content is very mixed. So, it made me stop to think that this book, when it was written, it says most of us join a professional networking platform as our titles, but we are people before professionals. And we recognize that true impact is made because we connect as people first. This was a trilogy. There are three parts to this book. There are 12 writers in each book. And it was specifically broken down into three parts. The first being why we came and why we stay, the newer people. Felipe chose to write in this one, which is part two. We came as professionals, we make impact as people. You shared so much about what you were doing to promote your company at the time you came in, the things that you were doing in house to make your staff, feel more appreciated, to take that whole HR view of things. But then you shared a bit about how you started working in your personal branding, your own values, the things that matter to you in your life, your hobbies, um, photography, and for example, what was the you mentioned it? Goodness gracious!
The hobbies, the photography, the videos, sketching,
And the montages and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah, the
So
video montages. Yeah. For the
right, so
family
now
trips.
you ended up tapping into this whole other side of yourself, and I did the same because of this platform, sides of myself that I didn't know that I had, in an effort actually to promote the company that I was working for. So I ended up learning so much as you did that now assisted us with our personal branding, right? And we changed jobs, we gain new skill sets, but our personal branding is what stays
with
True.
us. And that's
No
part of
matter
the
what.
book. When I read that part of the book where I said I was at a LinkedIn local and I met with Diana, Michelle, and I forget the third person now. Diana Nguyen is the person I was talking to. She's a big LinkedIn person. She lives in Australia, and she came here to Virginia for LinkedIn Local. That's how she does. She has a little show, a comedy show that she does over there. She's pretty amazing. And when I showed her the videos of what I was doing as an employer, branding, and I was interviewing employees, she said specifically, "That's great. What about you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm in the video." She's like, "Yes, but people know you as the company. They don't know you as Felipe. You need to share a little bit about you." So whoever told you about you got to stay on brand, part of that brand is getting to know Nick the person and knowing exactly everyone they go so that people can relate. I mean, when people come to me, I get people that relate to my values a lot of times and is why they want to work with me. And that's something that if I don't share some of these experiences and if I don't share that I care about mental health as much as physical and financial health, they're all three in my mind equally important for different reasons. And if I don't stay on that topic, it takes away. So LinkedIn helps you teach you about personal brand, professional brand, and even today I posted my son. I sent this to you, Nick. My son made me this shirt. Okay, it's post.
Don't talk about it. This is like the perfect segue.
All right.
Like, seriously. All right, guys and gals out there in the audience, I am seeing the comments. I'm loving the comments because before I segue into this, okay, I want you to know a little backstory about this trilogy. The project, it was meant to be 21 co-authors. And the title was A LinkedIn Love Affair. I emailed LinkedIn asking to use the LinkedIn trademark on my book cover. And they were like, we're a professional networking platform. You absolutely cannot say a LinkedIn love affair. Well, let me tell you something. I really thought about it as a love affair, and I'm sure my husband did too, because I spent all my time on LinkedIn. And that really was the thought process behind it, right? So it flipped to a people first professional networking platform. What happened is when this course's call went out, it was done as a thank you to the LinkedIn platform from me for being able to meet this amazing community, grow it, and start a company. And so, therefore, these chapters were done at $50 each for a 1,500 word chapter. I now charge $595 a chapter after these years have gone by. So, I want you to take that thought into your mind of how far you can come if you leverage this platform the way it's meant to be used, in my opinion, because people will come and go for various reasons. But if you stay connected to the people that truly mean something to you, you're going to want to be here to see them. Right. And so, Felipe, I'm just going to read this quick because it was not a thumb at LinkedIn. I promise you, it was to better understand. Okay. This was the vision for the book. The vision for this trilogy of anthologies is dedicated to a professional networking platform, which I hope understands that it provides the space for us to come together from all corners of the world as both professionals and people. However, the people behind the professional titles make the space what it is. There is no value in an empty space. Great things can be achieved when each side recognizes the value of the other for the part it plays in the overall success. Because the platform is not the platform without us here. So, I wanted to share that because of late, there's a lot going on with AI. There's a lot going on with the algorithm. There's a lot going on with changes. And people are feeling the frustration, lack of impressions, lack of engagement. Remember why you were here. Felipe just shared with us why he has been here and continues to be here. So remember, there's been a lot achieved, even if you don't feel so in the very moment. All right, Felipe, here's the segue. You ready?
All right.
So Felipe did post something today, folks. I could not help myself. A lot of you in the audience know Felipe longer than I have. and I got 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6. Yes, people, this is a game, and I am dying to know in the comments which one of you is going to nail all 6. Okay, so Felipe, I am going to throw up the
Okay.
video, but I need you to first give a pre-clue to what this is.
All right. So my son, he made me a gift, and my daughter's always said, always wanted to be the creative one, with the sketches I did, the drawings. She was always like, I want to be creative, and so I always thought she had this creative gene. Well, at 24, my son's like, here's a gift, and I open it, and it's a shirt, and it has all these drawings of different things that I love or I'm passionate about, and he did it with bleach, not with like paints. He different types of levels of bleach, and he was so amazingly artistic. I'm like, wait, you drew this? Like, you got the creative gene? For 20 years, I thought Miranda had it, and this whole time you've had it. And he's like, yeah. I was like, when did this happen? He's like, I just never talked about it. So he did this and put 6 symbols that he knew that we both shared an affinity for.
Okay, this is so funny. All right, listen, people in the audience, pay attention, okay? Because you are going to have to look at this in 10 seconds. You're going to have to see the 6 symbols, and you're going to have to see if you can say what these 6 symbols are that mean something to Felipe. If somebody gets it right, all 6, I will send you a copy of this awesome book so you can read Felipe's story again, and those of all these other amazing people, some of whom are in the audience, by the way: Leslie Flowers, Jackie Halberg, Lisa Fevek. So there are quite a few people in the audience tonight that have also shared their LinkedIn journeys in this book. So one of you is going to get this book if you get all 6 right. Oh, and if you didn't win, scan the QR code above Felipe so you can get a copy of your book and see how your journey, runs parallel to theirs, because they are so very familiar. Similar. Good Lord. I'm sorry. All right, let's go. I am dying to throw this up.
Give him 20 seconds. Give him 20 seconds.
I'll run it twice. I'll run it 3 times.
Right.
I have no problem with that. But you have to help keep a track of who's answering what, okay?
Right. All right, I'll keep the comments. All right.
Now, I got 4 out of 6, okay? So y'all got to beat me. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to run it again.
Wait, before you run it again, I want people to know that there's a rectangle symbol in the middle. That is one. And the letter that's there is a logo. Those are the only 2 hints I'm going to give.
All right, guys, I hope you're paying attention. What if we guess the most? Hey, listen, if somebody doesn't get it all, whoever gets the most is definitely going to get a copy of the book, all right? So like I said, I got 4. So we're going to run this again. We need you to throw into the comments as many of the symbols as you can figure out that this represents who Felipe is. All right, let's do this again. All right. And nothing in the comments? Like, people can't figure this out? Like, seriously? Come on, guys. Come on. Nobody ate dinner yet? What's going on? Yes, I did just say that on live. I just said, did you guys eat dinner yet? I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm starving. So seriously, we need somebody to figure out what these 6 are. I am going to throw it up one last time, and then I am going to announce the 6 that I guessed, because Felipe said I got 4 right, and I want to know desperately what's the 2 that I got wrong, because obviously I'm not the partner you want to play Pictionary with. Just saying, because I can't go for shit.
Oh, wait. Stephen Eng has a guess in here. All right.
All right.
So, the Avengers, yes, that's the A.
Oh, man.
DC was for DC Universe, not Washington, D.C. The W was the Washington Commanders football team. Very well.
Oh, my God.
And the coat of arms of Spain, I'll give them this. It's actually the flag of Spain that has the coat of arms in it, but it is actually the flag of Spain if you look at the whole rectangle.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. And, oh, wait. Did he forget one? Avengers?
He's missing one. Let's see
Oh,
what.
no, he's missing two. He's missing two.
Oh, I see
Wait,
1, 2,
Stephen Egg, you're
3,
missing
4. Oh,
two
yeah.
ones, my friend.
No, man, that was a really good guess because you know what? The A guys for me was Captain America. I'm just saying.
You're not the only one who thought that. Captain America does have an A on his helmet, but it was actually the Avengers logo that he drew.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying to get another.
Meryl got. Okay, see, I was gonna say, Meryl, if you didn't get the Washington Commanders, I would have been worried. That one, and that is a hard one because it's just a W. That's their logo. It's just a boring logo.
I'm frozen.
You are frozen. What happened?
Didn't you hear we just had a blizzard?
All right.
I know.
Pun intended, right?
Oh my God. I'm looking at myself on screen and I'm like, why do we always freeze in the most unflattering positions, right? I'm just saying.
You know what I love? Christy Williams guessed Copper, Avengers, Star Trek, and hotels. What I love about that is that Copper and the hotels are not in there, but she knows me well enough to know that those are two things that have been important in my life. So okay, I appreciate that.
That's crazy because and then Coach Carrie doesn't know you that well yet.
She's pretty good. Yeah, she got Avengers, DC, and Star Wars.
Yeah, and then Copper was good. What the hell is hotels? I know you worked in the hotel. Did you not work in the hotel industry at one point?
Yeah, for 23 years. Yeah, so she knows me well. So between 23 years of hotel industry and for Hyatt hotels, and then she knows Copper. Now, I got this other shirt, which I'll do a post about that some other day. My daughter and my son-in-law, or future son-in-law, one of the gifts they gave me during Christmas was a shirt, and it has all these different pictures of Copper on it. It's such an awesome shirt. I love it. I gotta do a post about that because it looked really cool.
Well, you're gonna have to share that one as well. And then now, you have other books coming in the Backyard Adventure series. So is your son going to help illustrate some of these or what?
Let me just show you. Here's the cover of the new Backyard Adventures. This is the one that's Brady and Lucky, the one-eyed cat. I know it's kind of hard.
One-eyed cat. I can't. Oh my God. I forever, for the rest of my life, I'm going to remember this page in here. Of course, I can't hold up the show, but I don't care. It's my show. Where is the picture? Oh my God, the one with the squirrel. No, it's not in here. Is it in here?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
The one, this one. Oh my God, guys, if you buy this book, oh my God, come on, man, this stupid thing. Oh, I can't get it. But the whole point is, if you get that book, it is my favorite page in this storybook. It is page 10, and the squirrel is laying on the tree branch. Like he just had the most difficult year of his life. It is hilarious. The guy
That's a real picture.
I know. And he actually has a real picture. Okay, so anyway, we're going to be back because we're going to be doing the book launch party for the Spanish version of the show. And then Felipe is going to show us everything, including the real life picture, including what is so awesome is there is a QR code at the back of his book that children can see the cartoon, a little cartoon about Miranda and Max on YouTube. So look at me, I'm getting all excited here. So you guys did a wonderful job out there. Everybody really played it. I love that everyone jumped in to try to guess what was going on. I am going to give you 2 more minutes and see if anybody else happens to jump in and mention anything. If not, Felipe is going to pick the winner because I think that we do have a good one. And Coach Carrie, hold the book in front of my face and it should show. Oh my God, I shut the page already. This is nothing crazy. I'm going to run a couple of quick videos. And the reason I want to run the first 2 is when I went back to get the a People First Professional Networking videos to share the promos I created, I realized that the music ends abruptly. And just so you know, it also made me start to think how far I've come, that I've learned to fade the music out of the video. Okay, so when you don't realize that you are making strides and it feels like you're just spinning top in mud, it's these little things that happen to make you sit back and say to yourself, wow, you know what? I am actually progressing. So enjoy these two little quick clips about the People First Professional Networking Platform books trilogy. And you're going to hear the music just end, bam. And you're going to be like, that is not professional. Okay, if you hire me, I make them properly now. Just say. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do this. Oh my goodness. So did you see that it just totally ended abruptly? The music was like, clicks. I'm like, oh my God, I am so embarrassed. But oh, look at who it is. Hello.
Everyone say hi.
Hi, Copper. When are you going to write a book about Backyard Adventures presents Felipe and Copper?
Well, so that's why it's going to be a 5-part series, staying on my brand of Felipe's 5. I have one, the books, it sounds like it's about each child, but it's actually about each pet we've had in our family's life. So Max was the first one, then we have Lucky, then we're going to have Storm is being introduced in the second book, and the third book will be about Storm, and that will introduce Copper in the fourth book. And the fifth book is going to be that my son recommended. It was about doing one about Halloween and all the dogs and all that. So it's going to be a different thing, and it will take some time, but one book at a time. Maybe one book a year, who knows? But tying all this back together, thank you for doing that game with the shirt. That was fun. And one of the things that I want you to realize is that part of my brand is talking about leadership. It's talking about careers, HR. Some of it is boring. But when I share about my family, oh my God, it's like the most engagement I get anywhere. It's because I'm showing the human side of myself. But if you read any of those posts I write about my family, I'll always tie it back to something. My daughter getting engaged, I tie it back to building relationships. My wife and I celebrating 25 years, I tied it to maintaining long-term relationships. My son doing the shirt and having this creative skill that I didn't know, I talked about leaders who don't realize some of the skills their own employees have. And sometimes you got to tap into them and learn more about them to realize that they have a lot more to offer if you learned about them. And so that's what I want people to realize is that whatever you do here on LinkedIn and tying it back to your brand, you can showcase who you are as a person and your values and still tie it back if you really think about it.
You said that beautifully, and that makes me so happy to hear, because a big part of what I do, with the promotional side of things is I have to be able to tap into all these different genres, right? And promote these books. And you have to figure last year, the first year in business was a children's storybook, psychological thrillers, horrors. I mean, hello, tying it back into my personal experiences, because people know me, Nick, is a big way for people to resonate with the new message of a new book, right? So when I think about We Choose to Be More Than Our Diagnosis, Volume 2, I just adopted Nellie. She's a foster to adopt. She's on a special diet. She's on gabapentin. She's on trazodone. She's on all the medications.
What? So are you going to adopt her?
She's here. I adopted her.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't know it was official. Congratulations. Yay.
Yes. So we adopted her on Valentine's Day. We went to the shelter and we officially adopted her. And I, like I said, I looked at her and I said, listen, I broke my left knee. You had ACL surgeries on your two back legs. You're on anxiety meds. I'm on bipolar meds, and you're in a special hydrolyzed diet. And God alone knows I need to eat better. So we're perfect for each other, right? So I'm teaching her that she is worthy of all the love and attention. Who cares whether or not she has little special needs? Whatever. Don't we all? Aren't we all a little bit special in some way? Yes, we are. Anyway, so we are going to start wrapping up. I'm going to run one more quick last video. Listen, this is before I was, very good at these things. So I'm just saying, don't critique. And I am going to ask you, Felipe, to do one last thing. There was a comment or question rather in the comments of when we advertised the event from Scott Bodie, right? And it said, People First is getting to be a tough sell in HR quarters these days. I'm interested to know what impact Felipe believes may be possible from the inside. I could give you a couple of minutes to answer that, or feel free to drop the answer in the comments replying to his comment.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely going to reply to the comment.
Oh, no. I'm trying to find the comment. I want to read the comment again real quick. Was it early on or was it?
It was in the actual posting of the event, but I'll read it again. It's no problem.
All right, read it one more time. I'm sorry.
Yes. People First is getting to be a tough sell in the HR quarters these days. I'm interested to know what impact Felipe believes may be possible from the inside.
So that's a great question. And that's something that People First is getting harder, especially with what's happening in the world, with what's happening here in the US. However, and with what's happening with AI. What I'll say with AI first and foremost is there's a few things that AI has not mastered yet, and they have not invested a lot of time. One of them is physics. That's why you see when you're doing AI, why people's arm will disappear, and all of a sudden a random person, they haven't really gotten physics down just right. But more importantly, empathy, compassion, emotions. It doesn't have that. We are losing a lot of that people connection that makes companies more unified, more together as a team. Because let's be honest, when we see each other in person, we do have a different experience. We do engage more. We do connect more. So the reality is that as much as you are chatting here in the chat and I'm answering your questions, we're not connecting as deeply as we could have if we were in person. That's just a reality. So one of the things that I've realized is that as people are still working remotely and hybrid, that's shining a light on the need for that people connection, maintain that culture of people first, because we are always going to need people. AI is making jobs, not people, certain jobs maybe not needed as much because it's making it easier for us. But it's not replacing people, it's replacing tasks. And as long as we keep on using it as a tool, we'll see the need for the people first mentality and the culture of building relationships much more needed than ever.
You and I so have to have a conversation about this. This is my only platform right now. Nick Nevin Control is a little quiet, but Felipe and I have to have this conversation because I put a post out there the other day that I think kind of ruffled some feathers about AI taking jobs. But you have to read the post to really understand what it is I was saying. But anyway, beyond that, I'm going to run this quick video. Grab your phone, scan the QR code, get a copy of Miranda and Max, and we're going to sign off right after that. And join us, or rather, keep an eye out because we're going to be here for the launch party for the Spanish version of Miranda and Max. All right, everyone, have an absolutely wonderful night.
Adios.